Downtown Evansville has had a revitalization over the past decade. What are some of the new businesses that have opened up, and what does the future hold for our downtown area? That's next on WNIN Newsmakers. A lot of effort has been put into adding businesses and living spaces in downtown Evansville. How is that revitalization effort going? We have a representative from downtown Evansville right now here to talk with us about all the things downtown. Adam Trinkle, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Amy.
Well, tell us, what exactly is downtown Evansville and what's its mission? We'll start out with that first.
Yes, so we're branded as Downtown Evansville, but our official name as an organization is the Downtown Evansville Economic Improvement District. So a mouthful.
Up there, yeah.
You can see why we say Downtown Evansville.
Sure.
But this is our logo, so anytime a consumer would see this logo on social media or in print, it's the efforts of our organization. And essentially what we are is we're an EID, an Economic Improvement District. We're funded primarily by the property owners within the Central Business District of downtown. So our EID was formed and began back in 2018, so we're celebrating our 5th year of operation, and we provide a number of services that really go beyond what the city of Evansville provides. So what does that mean? We operate out of 3 essential areas of focus. We do events and marketing, which we'll talk about some of our events for this year in a little bit. Probably the most visible thing that we're known for from a large perspective. We do business recruitment and retention. So how do we recruit businesses to come downtown, and how do we keep those existing businesses here? And then finally, we operate clean, safe, and beautification initiatives. So, you know, downtown is a very clean and vibrant neighborhood, and that's partially because of our efforts. You know, we fund, last year alone, we had thousands of bags of litter removed downtown, hundreds of annual and perennial plantings, trees planted, shrubs. So we keep our neighborhood looking really vibrant and attractive to all our guests.
Wonderful. Well, as a person who's lived here for quite some time, it's been really exciting to see the transformation of downtown, because there was kind of a period there where the downtown was kind of suffering a little bit. But as you mentioned, there's been a lot of effort put into this, and a lot of new businesses are popping up. So tell us more about how many businesses have come downtown, what has attracted them, and how that's really helping in the revitalization.
Yes, so downtown has seen a lot of progress. You know, I've been here myself for about 13 years living here, and just the last 5-6 years, there's been a complete transformation of our downtown, a really united synergy to, you know, put that effort forth and bring new businesses in and attract new residents, which is so important as well.
Right.
But, you know, in the past 5 years, we've had hundreds of hotel rooms that have come downtown, hundreds of new residents. I think in the last 5 years, 60 new businesses. Now in 2022, last year alone, we had 38 new businesses open up in downtown.
That's fabulous.
All the way from an accounting firm that provides services for hedge funds to a farm to vase floral shop on Main Street, Emerald Design. So a really nice collection of services, and that's what we need. We need more residents, so we're working constantly with developers on how do we recruit more housing for downtown, because we know that housing leads to more retail and more restaurants and so forth.
Well, I know you mentioned this was really created for the property owners, but you've really worked to make this a destination for people who don't live downtown. So maybe you live on the east side or north side or on the fringes of Evansville. It's really a place that you can come and shop and eat and stay and things like that. So give us kind of a snapshot of what somebody could do if they come in from out of town or from those fringes and want to spend the day in the downtown Evansville area.
Absolutely. We've got a little bit of things for everybody,
Yeah.
something for everybody. You know, with the large cultural and entertainment venues downtown, like the Victory Theater, the Old National Events Plaza, and the Ford Center, we have those that are destinations, but we want to keep people down here. So, you know, our website is a wonderful tool for people to check out. It's it's downtownevansville.com, and so we list all of the businesses there, all of the shopping destinations, the attractions. You know, we have great entertainment for all ages, Mickey's Kingdom on the riverfront, but we really encourage people to make a whole day of it. We have 60 plus restaurants downtown, 30 plus shops, so there really is something to experience. We are really proud of the message that we drive home too about supporting local businesses. Later in the year, there's a big effort, but really it's all year long. But there's an event in November called Small Business Saturday, and we really feel like we're the regional leader on getting that message out, how important it is to support small businesses. And we have so many small businesses downtown, I don't really want to name one because I'm going to leave somebody out inevitably. But we really drive home that message. When you support a small business, 68 cents of every dollar that you spend at a small business stays in that neighborhood. So that is so important. It helps make our region and community unique too. You have to have those small businesses. You go in and you have a really special experience when you shop small. So throughout the year, we're always communicating those different messages. We just had the Ohio Valley Conference Basketball Championships here downtown last week. It's great to welcome visitors. For them, we're communicating all the different dining options. We see the fans come in from all the different states. So it's just a great, we're just always communicating that message that there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things to do downtown.
Terrific. Well, clarify a little bit for us. What exactly is within your purview? We were having a little bit of a conversation about the Forge and some of the other housing projects that are going on around this area, but really some things are kind of outside of your purview and your kind of boundary, right?
We are. So by statute, we operate within a very defined geographic boundaries, and they're on our website if I don't get them exactly. But obviously it's Riverside Drive, it's the Lloyd Expressway, so anything north of the Lloyd Expressway is not part of our efforts. So we only can promote and operate and use our funds from our ratepayers within our geographic boundaries. To the east side, it goes up, it includes the Curtis Building, around the Civic Center, but it doesn't extend beyond there. And then we do not extend to Haney's Corner. They are doing some great work there, but that's led by their neighborhood, and that's separate from our efforts.
Okay, so when people see your advertisement and they say, hey, why do I not see my favorite business on North Main or my favorite business in Haney's Corner? That's the reason, right?
Correct.
You're not trying to leave anyone out.
Right.
It's just that you actually are limited in what you can do.
It is, and we have to provide proportional benefit to all of our ratepayers. So, obviously right now we're celebrating all these new business openings, but if you go on our Instagram page or any of our social media, we're very comprehensive in how we promote things. And, if we miss something, let us know, but we're always trying to make sure we're promoting all of the efforts within the neighborhood because, we're really providing that proportional benefit to every ratepayer.
Well, we just talked about all the success in terms of bringing new business downtown and those that have opened. So what are you kind of looking to attract, or what, number one, what are you looking to attract, or are you in talks with other organizations to come downtown? And then what has kind of already been announced that we can look forward to that is in the hopper?
Well, I will say we're always interested in having that conversation with any business that's looking to relocate downtown. This year alone, we've had 4 businesses open already in 2023, and we're just at the 1st of March. We know that there's several more exciting projects down the pipeline, but this year there's been a new salon that's opened in the lower level of the Curtis Building. It's called Salon Redefined. The really cool thing about that space is about 17 years ago, it was a salon, so it's been transformed back into a salon. The other one is just something that just opened today, actually. It's called La Mexicana. It's a new Mexican restaurant over on Main Street by Curtis Building. Of course, Parlor Donuts has got a lot of attention here recently for not only doing a fantastic job of bringing the historic Bitterman Building back to life at 2nd and Main, but also really establishing Evansville as their national hub. They're a real success story. They started in 2019. They have locations, 40 plus locations, either currently or in development, states across the country. You can go on to Yelp and look at reviews, and they're ranked #1 in places like California, Nashville, Tennessee, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. So it's really cool to see that success story, and they're coming back home. They had their first location downtown at roughly 3rd and Main. Now they're at 2nd and Main in the historic Bitterman Building. So that's really exciting. And then we have a lot of exciting projects in the pipeline. There's going to be a new food hall over by the Civic Center that will essentially welcome about 5 different food vendors, and they'll have a bar, so it'll be all ages to enjoy that space, bringing that historic building back to life as well. That's also on the National Register of Historic Places. And then I also wanted to mention 7 Mile Lounge. That's a new lounge that opened this year. It's a 25 and over lounge. So they've had jazz nights and just a really nice variety. They're located in the Curtis building as well.
Oh, okay.
And then we're excited to see, businesses like High Score Saloon, which has been a phenomenal success for them. They've been here, I think, about 5 years. Jared and Clint are the owners, and I just want to highlight them too because they've given back so much to the community. They give back nights, raise thousands of dollars for nonprofits in our community, and so they're moving up to the main level, the ground floor, on the same block of the 300 block in the former Decades of Design building. So it's really cool. That's a great success story because they started downtown, but they're growing, expanding. So that just speaks to the importance of keeping these businesses downtown, finding, and when they're looking to expand, how do we find new places for them to grow their business?
Sure. Well, I know you're the Director of Community and Events for Downtown Evansville, but I'm going to put you on the spot. And you talked about the residents and really, bringing people downtown to live as well. Do you know of any housing projects that are in the hopper or things that are rumored to come downtown, or how we can get more people to actually live in that space?
Sure. Well, right now we're working on that. The 5th and Main project is a great example. I know everybody's anxious to hear how that development's going. Yeah. A lot of work is being done behind the scenes. There's just it takes a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of resources. So, I'm sure people will be hearing more from the mayor's office on an announcement of that in the near future, but it is the hope that that project will break ground later this year, and that, of course, is at the former location of the 420 Main building. But the vision for that space and the designs and all the work being done is to make that a mixed-use development, similar to the Post House, where you have residential, but then they want to bring in on the ground level some restaurant and retail space. So things are moving forward. It just, obviously, we're always excited and wish they would move a little quicker, but things are happening. That is going to be a great development. That is at our central core of downtown at 5th and Main. It'll really help connect the Ford Center and the Victory, those entertainment venues, with the rest of Main Street. Right now, that's kind of, we have some great retailers on that block, but until we get some development happening on that big parcel, it looks a little bare.
Right. Yeah.
So that's obviously one initiative. We've had a lot of success with housing units. It's just getting them built and up and going. The Post House, that leased at the quickest rate that the company that manages it has ever had any property lease in the country. So, and the Central Lofts has been a great success too, providing housing for a wide variety of income levels. So we're excited about those projects. That project restored the original YMCA building, which is really phenomenal.
Fabulous. Well, let's talk about some of the events that you guys plan throughout the year in order to attract people to downtown, spend their money downtown in order to help all of these efforts and help those small businesses you mentioned. So tell us about some of the events you've planned.
Yeah, we're excited. We have 12 big events that we do a year, the largest being Fireworks on the Ohio, Evansville's fireworks show. So we're getting the dates out now to encourage the community to save the dates, make plans to join us, tell your family and friends. If you go to our website or look at our events calendar, you see a quite a range, a spectrum of events, from wine walks to a dog day to a Halloween event to a lot of initiatives around the holiday season. And so I want to share this. All of our events are very intentional. They're fun to get people down here for events like wine walks. We know that wine is obviously the driver, and it's great to sample those wines, but for us, it's really an opportunity to get people inside of our shops and in our restaurants. So a wine walk is a great example of that. We've had success story after success story of shop owners that tell us, there have been people that come into their shop that night and literally turn into a very long-term client. So building that relationship one-on-one with that shop, and that's what's really most important. How do we foster those connections and get people connected to downtown? And we hear this every event. It just always blows my mind. It's really cool. Somebody will come up to us and say, I've lived in Evansville for 20 years, and I've never heard of this place, or I've never been down to this part of downtown. So we're always thinking of ways, how do we reintroduce people to the community? Maybe a first-time visitor, or maybe somebody that's lived here their whole life and just hasn't come downtown, or just hasn't, had the opportunity to. So the dog day is a lot of fun.
Oh, I love the dog day. We go to that, and it's so much fun to see all the animals. And pets are like kids anymore, so people really love to bring their pooches down there.
Yeah. So I think from the outset, somebody might say, well, why would you do a dog event? But for us, it checked a lot of boxes. We talked about how downtown is a growing residential community. A lot of our residents have dogs and pets. And so how do we create an experience that's really unique, something different that is not replicated throughout our region, and make it an attraction tool? And a lot of our shops sell dog items, which are really cool. A lot of our restaurants are patio friendly. So just creating that welcoming environment. We love that event. We do a sidewalk sale on Mother's Day weekend that we branded as Evansville's longest street sale. So if one of your viewers is a vendor or wants to sell their items, they can sign up and participate in that event. We had over 100 participants last year, and we already have 75 now, and it's over 2 months away yet. So we're really excited about growing these events. I do want to mention too, we're doing a new event series called a night market series. And so the emphasis behind that was we have a very successful farmers market that takes place in the summer months downtown, an opportunity to get great locally grown produce and buy stuff from vendors that are locally made items. But so much we've heard from people is, well, I work on the east side, or I work on the north side, or I can't get downtown on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Right.
And that's understandable. So we've created this new night market series with that in mind. There's 2 dates, Friday, August 11th and Friday, November 10th. And we're trying them out. I think we're going to do 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. But we wanted to create an opportunity where people could come and get access to that fresh local produce and have that experience with the vendors. So kind of replicating the farmers market, but doing it in a nighttime setting.
That's exciting that you're listening to the consumers and what they're really needing in order to attract them back downtown. So really, if you live around Evansville, there is no excuse not to visit downtown right now. Come and shop and eat and attend some cultural events. So tell us what's pending right now. What's the next event on your calendar, and how can they learn about more?
So the next event is the Wine Walk, and it seems far off because it's April 28th, but it's about 50 days away. And really the message we want to get home is if you want to come to that event, we encourage you to buy your tickets now. Most of our events are free, but the Wine Walk, there is an admission cost. You do have to be 21 or over. But we really bring the entertainment for this event. Another big key component of all of our events is we love to support local musicians. So we're going to have 4 live local musicians at that event. We're going to do something new, poetry readings, mini massages, photo backdrops. So really just a fun night. Maybe it's a girls' night out, maybe it's a date night, maybe it's just a large group of friends that want to have a fun nightlife experience. Come to the Wine Walk. It's Friday, April 28th. It's an exclusive partnership with Oliver Winery, obviously based out of Bloomington, Indiana, known for their brand and their nice collection of wines, but they allow us, through that partnership, we don't have to close any streets or do any fencing, I should say. So it creates a very nice open atmosphere. Just picture being out down on Main Street on a really nice evening, music playing in the background, enjoying some conversation with friends, taking photos, and just really immersing yourself in downtown life.
Wonderful. Well, Adam Trinkle from Downtown Evansville, thank you so much for all of this great information. Hopefully people will attend your events and visit that website and find out what else is more to come, right?
Thank you so much, Amy.
Thanks. Now we'll visit some of the downtown businesses to talk about how things are going and why they chose to be downtown.
We have been downtown for 20 years now. We are a bakery. We've been in business altogether for 25 years. We do cookies and brownies and pies, but we're really known for our specially decorated cakes.
We've been open a little bit over 5 years. We are an arcade bar. We have pinballs, classic arcade machines, and consoles. We also serve beer, wine, and liquor.
We've been downtown for almost 3 years now. We're just a small market. We have your normal grocery essentials like your eggs and bacon and bread, and then we've evolved into serving meals.
We opened Your Brother's Bookstore in 2021 in October, so we've been here a little over a year.
Well, Sam and I decided to open a bookstore because we love bookstores. We have been in and out of bookstores our entire life. I have professionally worked in bookstores for a huge chunk of it. When Sam and I would travel, we always made sure to hit little bookstores. And when we both came back to Evansville, we missed it. And so we decided to bring it to to Evansville?
We opened right in the middle of COVID, and COVID's kind of what inspired us to open this. We have other restaurant businesses, and we had this open space. So as our other businesses were slowing down, we thought, well, what can we do, with this vacant space and this time we had on our hands?
Me and a guy that I'd been friends with since college, we reconnected about 8 years ago. I loved vintage action figures, video games, toys. He had a pinball collection. We started hanging out again, and the idea got floated, it got pushed away, and then eventually we kind of thought, hey, maybe we can do this.
My sister Kate's son went to school at Cedar Hall, and they had a family enrichment thing. They offered a cake decorating class, and my sister and I were like, oh, that sounds like fun. And we went and did that, and it was fun, and we liked it so much that we took some other cake decorating classes, and people started asking if they could buy something from us. And so we were doing it out of the house, and her husband said, well, you have to either stop doing this or you have to open a bakery. And I think he actually meant you need to stop doing this, but he gave us another option.
Being downtown means that we have an existing community that wants to support downtown businesses. So there are a lot of well-established businesses here. There's a lot of cool new stuff happening. And just by existing here, we are on that footpath.
And there's a very nice community down here.
Definitely.
Especially as business owners. We all know each other.
There's a fantastic support network for downtown. When we first came here 20 years ago, there was almost nothing downtown. It was us, a few antique shops, a couple of restaurants, and then nothing, And then after the housing market crashed, it got a little scary for a while, but now things are building back up. There's so many places around here now. It's amazing. It's so much fun to watch when we walk out the door to see like all these thriving businesses around us. It's just been amazing.
Downtown has a good infrastructure as far as marketing support. The guys on the Downtown Development District, they do a really good job, not just advertising our business, but letting people know what's going on at the Ford Center or Victory. They actually create events for the businesses downtown. They'll do like street side flea markets that the brick and mortar shops are allowed to get it on. The wine walk is a big event for us, even though we're not directly involved. A lot of the events they bring downtown bring foot traffic without us having to put in the hours to market it.
Downtown's really growing and it's evolving, and just a lot more people are coming down here, not just businesses, but people are moving down here. All the workers, like during the lunchtime, they come down here for our different options, and then on the weekends we'll get the people who actually live down here, and we're a convenience. They want to just pop in and pop out. They don't want to have to go and drive to one of the big grocery stores, because a lot of people downtown don't have vehicles, and that's kind of, I think, the culture that they're trying to create, as just be able to go to a restaurant and grab a bite. You could go into a store, grab a few extra groceries, or come in and grab lunch and dinner.
We have an extremely popular program where we have blind date with the book, and we have found that people absolutely love them. So we're going to be launching a blind date subscription service where you'll fill out a survey, tell us a little bit about you, we'll pick a book for you every month, and then we send it to you with some goodies.
We have been focusing a little bit more on being able to offer online ordering, which we had not really been able to do as in depth as we like to. We are working on adding new menu items.
We kind of just are learning as we go, so it seems like we're always adding more things on. So I don't know if what we plan to do, but we kind of listen to what other people would like also, and what people around here, when they come in, they give suggestions, and so we've kind of just started expanding from that aspect.
So we've been in the basement for 5 years, and it served us really well. But it is small. It's about 1,850 to 1,900 square feet. We're going to be moving about 100 feet up the street to 309 Main, which is the bottom floor is going to be a 4,000 square foot arcade, so a lot more leg room. And then the second floor is going to have a venue that we can use for live music, comedians, weddings, large events, corporate events, etc. And we'll also have our in-house repair shop upstairs as well. Our endeavors for over there are more so about building a better infrastructure for our people than we don't ever want to be just the big Nashville bar. We just want to run a good shop. So
We cannot encourage people enough that, especially like after this pandemic and after, I guess life became incredibly real, that if you have a dream and you want to do something, I wanted to open my own bookstore, and I did. Evansville, the city itself, really did make it happen. And I think that we've opened something cool and special that is going to be here for a while.
I love downtown. I used to live downtown. I grew up downtown. My dad used to work downtown when I was a little kid. It's just one of those places that holds so many good memories, and to see it come back like this has just been amazing.
Thanks for joining us to learn more about the revitalization of downtown Evansville, and thanks for watching WNIN Newsmakers.